Today we're having a HADO tournament, Spring Cup tournament here at Insomnia. 16 teams going to battle it out, got a tournament lined up. Just arrived about 20 minutes ago, arrived at the court here, all the team got down here, everyone's looking around now. So, yeah, who's there? Oh!
Oh, Jake, how are you doing?
Good. Yeah,
so
yourself?
How's your feeling for today?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm hyped. Of course, I've been trying to build the hype on Instagram with these back and forths on the 7-day hypes, but no, it's going to be good fun, I reckon. Really good time. I'm looking forward to seeing IDK in an actual tournament because, of course, you've been talking about how good they are, but we've not seen it in person, so it's great to see it.
Mate, it's a whole different story if I'm on the court, just saying. A whole different story when I'm on the court.
I think we're joined by two brilliant individuals that we met just around the corner at the HADO. Of course, taking part in this is a couple of university teams, including the Birmingham One. And what role do you play within the university?
So I'm acting course leader of Esports Management, which is the esports course at Birmingham University, and I operate the curriculum.
So it's Esports Gaming Society, the face of student esports at the university.
Perfect. And is it quite a big thing though?
Yeah, I'd say so. Out of the societies at the university, it's one of the larger ones. It gauges a lot of interest each year with people coming to see esports and stuff, and it seems to only be taken off more exponentially with more people at university wanting to get involved with esports.
We're the HADO licensee based in Brighton, and today is our kind of premiership for our national teams in Brighton coming over here and take part in the Premiership League competition. That's the reason why we're here today.
How's the event today, guys? How are you finding it?
Yeah, good. So we managed to get quite a bit of practice in this morning, which was pretty decent, wasn't it? Managed to see some of the other teams and what they do, because we're new ourselves to this, which is exciting to do. Yeah, we managed to get a bit of game plan in, and
so yeah, same with me. It's been a good experience to come here, try out something that I've never heard of before until 2 days ago. So when he says that we're a new team, we were formed 2 days ago, and we've only been playing, like I said, 2 days. So yeah, it's good to come and see a new sport which we've never heard of before. We are getting very immersed in it and getting involved, which is good.
What are you expecting from today?
I'll start first. So obviously, just main thing is having fun from our perspective. Obviously, we've got a local grudge match with Boyd University. Yeah. We're very hopeful that we can win that match. That's the number one. But honestly, if we just get a really fun game with a number of different competitors, that's what we want, and our kind of spot within HADO Premiership going forward. So we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so I suppose one of the reasons I'd like to think we're here is to kind of get esports pushed out there and make people more aware of what students can do towards esports as students. So of course not everyone's in the best position, and obviously esports, there's a lot of skill, there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of stress to be good and stress to perform well, but more or less just to show that anyone's welcome with any skill, and if you're willing to commit to it and it's something you're really interested in, then esports can be for you.
And what are the objectives for today?
Well, just to showcase HADO to the world of esports and gaming, people who do not know about what HADO is all about. It's a great opportunity, and also for our Brighton team to have fun.
all I'd say is just wait out and find out.
I'm a bit more, all guns blazing with this. I'm not expecting to get out of our pool. We've got the Army, Navy, Air Force. I'm not expecting to get out of our pool. The RAF are a very, very good team, and I don't think we'll be able to compete. I'd like to see us beat them, because that would be amazing. Because they are big on this. They've been in this sort of sport for a couple of years. As long as we beat the Navy, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I think on that one is no one's undefeatable, so anything could happen. Obviously, we're new. We don't know what we're doing, so they don't know what we're doing. So,
question everyone seems to have a unique answer to: how did you discover HADO?
So I did a course trip. So I planned a trip to HADO, which is in Balsall Commons, where Jim and obviously the HADO team are. We went there as a course. We really enjoyed it. We kind of got reached out a little bit before then by Jim himself. We were like, yes, immediately. So we took our entire course there. I had a fun 3 hours. Got engaged with HADO. Then I was like, the society surely would love this. I pitched it to society. We brought them into BCU, and then we had a really good society student mix there, of course, in society. And it's really taken off from then. Obviously, we've got a full team representing us today.
well, I mean, essentially, we were an events company. We are an events company. So part of our corporate events, we run team building activities. So we were looking for something that, done a lot of research. We looked at things on the market where you've got treasure hunt and all the boring stuff on there. So it's all been done. So we wanted something different, something fresh, something unique. Looked around, did a lot of research, came across HADO, and looked at it and thought, wow, it's amazing. The whole concept, it looks brilliant. So contacted HADO Japan, made a meeting with them. They put us forward to our partner lead, which is Jim at the Birmingham branch. So went up there, tried out HADO, And I thought, wow, this is amazing. It's no brainer. So we had to go back again and just took on the license and brought HADO down to the south.
The Army is wanting to influence HADO into, obviously, the Army. They wanting to introduce it as sort of a fitness as well as gaming to boost the esports community within the military and also integrate ourselves with HADO and the esports outside the Army. So basically, we kind of got scratched together and was like, right, you're competing, let's go. Basically, that was the tune of it.
So HADO has benefits, of course. You see it attracts a lot more people than people who would be interested in traditional sports. What benefits are they?
It actually breaks all the barriers that people would think. For example, we've got young girls who doesn't get active because they just feel not comfortable or not confident enough, and they can do it. They can take down older adults or fitter people like us. And then also, it's basically very inclusive. Different age group can play as a team together or against each other, get you active, get you socializing, best team building, really.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, the idea is to get people active. And what's the best way to get people active is using technology and embracing that technology and combine that with traditional sports, and you've got something that's amazing.
But what's also important, again, is from the side's point of view, they just turned up and had fun, which they were like, oh, I can get fit, but I can also enjoy myself, and it's something a bit different. I think AR Sports is coming on. There's other HADO-like examples. Will they be as big as HADO? I don't personally think so, but I think, again, the options out there for this kind of sporting development to, again, bridge the gap between sports and esports.
In our society, of course, there's a lot of people that may be potentially anxious or kind of daunted by the fact of an augmented reality sport. It's not something they're used to with the interface with the game. And when we first kind of expressed to them and said, we think this would be a really good thing for you guys to do, they kind of showed, they were on the fence about it, but all it took was a few videos and them to come and see us play at the university, and all of a sudden loads of people wanted to get onto it and loads of people enjoying it.
So how would you compare it to other sports? Like, I don't know, basketball, football, traditional sports, or how is it different to those things?
It's a lot less hassle to set up. So in the IT aspect, it's probably a lot harder, but in the fact of when you're running around more looking for the dodgeball, you sort of got it with you. You have to be quite strict with yourself. You're constantly moving, constantly having to think about what you're doing, and it's not just as simple as like moving your head, you're moving your whole body to get out of the way. Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah, exactly the same what he says. It is very, very intense. Compared to sort of your normal sports, I do a lot of cross country and running for the army, and I do a lot of I do a bit of American football outside of the army as well. So seeing like sports like that and how they play with the strategy and stuff. Like I said, I played lip service to this. I thought, yeah, just a bit of VR dodge was going to be quite easy. But now coming into it, we were talking strategies last night and everything. We're like, right, we've got to do something here. So it's getting into that, which we paid lip service to, and we now know is going to be a crucial part of the tournament. So.
Team building or working as a team, and how would you say HADO is good for?
Well, it gives you communication. Like, you've got to constantly talk to each other, and obviously each player has their own strengths and weaknesses, so you've got to adapt to that. So obviously you've got different assignments within the game, so you've got obviously like an assassin, a sniper, shielder, suppressor, we're going on and on. So you've got to then adapt that person which they're better at to give them a better chance to actually play the game and support the rest of what's happening.
I mean, the great thing about HADO is you're taking the digital elements out into the real world. It's the convergence of physical sport and AI technology. Regardless of age, gender and ability, anyone can jump right into this exciting sport. HADO is a great way to get children, young people and adults active because they experience the best of both worlds. On one hand, it's the gaming technology, and on the other hand, they get a physical workout. So really combine them together is a great ingredient to make this inclusive sport.
IDK, the UK champions for the last 3 years, obviously they're my kids and my nephew, and I see they benefited a lot. They actually exercise. IDKs are not particularly, two of the players are not particularly active at all. They are on their esports, video gaming all day long. So they were doing that even yesterday and this morning before they come here. So I love to see them on the court, and they're really good. You see how they move is completely different. It's not like what I would see if we haven't come across HADO.
Esports course then is something relatively new.
Definitely.
What does that look like?
My course is Esports Management. It focuses on the business of esports. Ours is mostly, I like to say, the most industry-based course in the curriculum, in the HG providers. We work with some of the bigger business organisers, and they put on events. We do a lot of events management stuff. We also, again, we do have professional people who do play competitively as well in our course. But really, it's the foundations of business, finance, marketing, beyond that into the larger business, scales operations and how they work. So really we deal with the business side heavily. We do a lot of other like creative media tie-ins because obviously that's a big part of esports, but predominantly our course is industry focused, business, and that's what we kind of focus on.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add as well?
Not necessarily what Sean's covered, but I think in general having things like this to kind of draw esports society towards the unis is a really good thing, because almost every university in the UK has an esports society. Some of them are massive, some of them are small. But getting everyone involved and giving universities the chance to have their student cohort compete in esports events, it's a big thing, and I'm really happy it's increasing in popularity.
I think HADO is going to grow from strength to strength. We've seen what's happened in Asian markets with it growing as a business. I think obviously the European side has been a bit more hindered with COVID and other factors, and obviously it started in Japan, so it's much more varied there. But I think obviously when we've got the development of teams, and we've seen some, we've got the UK #1 team here, we've obviously got universities and the army and various other armed forces here. This kind of massive selection of different teams and different people of all backgrounds representing HADO. I think as soon as it's seen that anyone can play HADO, it will boom here, and again it will start to grow. And again, what you say is going to be here on the main stage in 2 years' time, I 100% believe it's going to be, and I think there's going to be a lot of HADO arenas around the country taking this on and expanding the sport quite considerably.
At the moment it's more of like we've got to express what's going on with it, how competitive it actually is and how much you actually do move in this game, because a lot of people sort of think of, oh, it's just a video game. Because I'm not going to lie, when I first heard of it, obviously a couple of days ago, I kind of paid a little bit of lip service to it. It's like, really, VR dodgeball? But it's actually a lot harder than what you think, and it's a lot more technical, and to be fair, I'm slowly growing to it, and I'm enjoying it, so...
I don't think I have anything to add on to that, unless you do.
Are you coming out for time?
I'm coming out with Timon soon. Watch your space, watch your space.
I'm going to sub in now after watching you.
Perfect.
So gaming conventions like this, our British Army Esports is a thing. We are trying to bring it out wider, obviously like we are now. We've made a HADO team, we're here corresponding. We do various other games as well. I am myself, I'm the British Army Esports for Halo Infinity. We've got Apex, Rocket League, League of Legends. It's massive, it's really big, and obviously we're just trying to say that come and have a game with us. We've got all sorts, Discords, just type in @British Army Esports on any social medias, come and play with us.
Yeah, exactly what you said. We've got all our social media pages, and just saying that the army isn't all guns and bullets. We do get to have fun as well, and any sort of video game is good for teamwork, and that's kind of what we're putting here. That the army is a big team, and we are utilising video games that we all enjoy outside of work into our work, and going, this is what we can do. This is the teamwork we're building from these events.